Here we go, kidlets, and we're going to make a 2x1 with claws, with that double claw, just like you're seeing right there. And so, again, I've already got my 2x1. This time I do actually have a little donut underneath. For those of you that were complaining, the last one didn't have the donut. So we're going to put a claw. One of them is going to be perfectly centered with this knob. Another one's going to be perfectly centered with this knob. In order to do that, where we're not designing on the side, we're going to need to project a plane inside of this, offset it into it. So I'm going to click on Reference Geometry, which is under the Features tab, and we're going to go to Plane. And then I'm going to come click on this face right here, and it's going to have an offset on it. I'm going to change that offset to 530 seconds, and we're going to say Flip Offset. That's going to send it the other direction. And if you see, it puts it right in the middle of that knob right there. And we'll go ahead and accept that. And that's going to be our plane that we are now going to go put a sketch on. And the sketch will automatically apply to that plane because it's assuming that's what we wanted. Okay. Similar to when we built the piece with the handle on it, the most important part of this is going to be the opening, the circle or arc inside the claw. Okay, true with all Legos. This is going to have a diameter of 1/8 of an inch. And it's going to be half a Lego unit away from the side, which is 530 seconds. And it is going to be slightly offset from the top of this thing because it is closer to the top than it is to the bottom. It's going to be 1/32 off the top. Okay, again, right there is the most important dimensions that you're going to use for this part. Now, the rest of it is just to make it actually look good, okay? But the functionality is based on what we put right here. Okay, so now to make the claw look good, I'll usually put another circle around it. And we're going to go ahead and dimension that one at 3/16, which is a little bit bigger than the one on the inside. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and just connect this guy. And we can go from the bottom of this circle to here and up to this corner and then over and connect just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take another line. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it on so I have a fresh line. And I'm going to drop it from the top, from the circle here, but I need to make sure it cuts through some of this inside circle, and you'll see why in just a second. So maybe I'll go right there, and we go perfectly vertical to right about there. Okay. And if it's stressing you out that I didn't give you a dimension, I'll give you a dimension. I'm going to go from the center point to that line. And let's just say, oh, gosh, what should we say? We could go about 1/32. Let's see what that looks like. That'll work. That'll work. If that looks too, yeah, we'll go with 1/32. And then I'm going to have you go to Trim Entities. And there's 5 options for trim entities. I want you to choose the bottom one called Trim to Closest. What that does is it allows you to trim things that you click on. And so we're just going to click until we've removed everything on this side of the claw. So you can kind of see we've got a claw formed right there. And we've got our little lines going. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and extrude this guy. Okay. We're going to select that area, and we're going to select that area. Now, you can see it's extruding only one way, but we were already centered, so if we don't extrude it evenly both ways, we won't be centered anymore. So instead of blind, which goes one way or the other, choose midplane. That's going to split your extrusion, and let's make the full extrusion 1/8. Okay, it's going to look something like that, and we'll hit OK. All right, now it may not look exactly like the claw that Lego does, and if you want to tweak it a little bit, feel free to do so, but it is functional because of that 1/8 of an inch. And once we've got one, the goal was to build a double claw. So I'm going to go to Linear Pattern. For my feature, I'm going to choose that claw we made. For the direction, I'll choose this edge that goes along the top. And just like any Lego spacing, we're going to put in 5/16 for our spacing with 2 occurrences, and you're going to get something that looks like this. And that will be the 1x2 double claw.